Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
And a good morning to you. It is time for Coffee Ann here on ON, AM, and FM. It's Wednesday morning. It's October 26th in the year 2022. This is Joe Callahan. Thanks for joining us this morning at the Coffee Ann table. We'll go around the table all the way to my left and say hello to Tim Draper from Navigant Credit Union. Hi, Tim.
Good morning, everyone.
And Tim brought with him a couple of guests. Gary Furtado is one. Hi,
Good morning,
Gary.
Joe. Good morning,
and
everyone.
Kathy Orovitz. Did I say it right?
You did. Good morning, Joe.
Excellent. I won't say it again because I said it right the first time. And we do expect Melissa Smith from the St. Antoine Communities to be here, but she might have got stuck behind a school bus or something like that to give her first message. So in the meantime, we will just keep moving along and give her the following segment. So first of all, Gary, I saw via Facebook, and sometimes Facebook's good. And sometimes. And I saw the pictures posted yesterday. Yesterday was officially your last day as the CEO of Navigant Credit Union, correct?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
And something you don't normally see when the CEO leaves the company is the respect and admiration of the employees as you left. And those are the pictures I saw. Usually it's like, oh, great, he's leaving. Hooray.
Yeah,
and I've worked for companies like that, by the way. But anyway, but what you experienced yesterday must have been incredibly gratifying.
It was very nice. I had a little tear in my eye, obviously. I didn't know it was coming.
That's great.
Tim here told me we had something going on at 3:30. I thought maybe they were having a drone take my picture of me walking to my car. But no, lo and behold, there was this huge line of probably 150 employees.
Yep.
Everybody else
like a receiving line outside as I left the door.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Melissa's here.
Melissa's here. Yeah, this is it. My first retirement day. I got up early. Yeah.
Facebook,
Yeah.
you were like saying
Retirement
Yeah.
thing.
So
my hands are wet. I'm so sorry. It's raining again.
Joe, the funny thing that happened is when I went through the receiving line, it was very nice, as I said, a lot of hugs and a lot of kisses and all. It was beautiful. And as they took a picture of me driving away.
Okay.
So, like a zone picture of me driving away. Thank you very much. And then I'm down the street. I'm not even at Lincoln Mall yet, and I get a text from Tim with a picture. And I have a private parking spot.
Yeah.
And this is maybe a minute later, and Kathy's in my parking spot. Yeah. So
awesome,
talk
Kathy.
about Gary who.
That's
I
perfect.
have that picture on my phone if anybody's interested.
Well, you got with the higher level come the perks, right, Kathy?
Joe, Tim made me do it.
Good job. Park there so I can snap a picture.
Yeah,
I might have.
Yep. So
That's
when I go in,
excellent
when I go
follow-up.
in, occasionally I'm gonna have to park in the back of the building or something. I don't know. I
Well,
don't know where to go.
people.
Have you taken his name off the door yet?
Oh, no, not
Chisel
yet.
the chisels away.
No.
That's an
Fortunately-
excellent follow-up post for social media, though, is that picture of your
Yeah.
face with the parking spot now taken,
Yep.
and
That's so
and
funny.
an introduction to the new.
Our new CEO.
Yeah,
Exactly.
CEO's there. Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
That's
So
fantastic.
so much fun.
Were any of your family members there for yesterday's?
No, there wasn't. So actually,
Goodbye? Okay.
my official retirement date's Monday, 10/31.
Okay.
But I'm on vacation now, so Kathy's in charge. So I said I'm not around.
You got some you got some paid time off, huh?
I guess
Some
a pay,
PTO.
a few days off. Yes.
Did you collect all the Navigant gear? Is he no longer going to be wearing?
No,
all
you
of
should see the
I'm looking at
pile of
wearing
stuff in
short
his
sleeve.
office.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's a pile of stuff in his office.
You have no idea how many shirts I had to steal and golf balls. Oh my God! Yeah,
Oh, you're all set for retirement.
I had to
guess
steal
now.
them. Yeah, I'm stole some golf
You're
balls.
also
from
doing a
Navigant.
yard sale.
Perfect.
It's like people in and out of his office for items.
Aw.
It's been very nice.
That's great.
A lot of nice gifts. A lot of people coming in to
All right.
congratulate me. So.
We're gonna get back to this in a minute, but Melissa, since you're here, let's get a first message from the St. Antoine community.
I am
please.
so sorry. I'm late.
Were you stuck somewhere?
Nope.
No,
Slept a little
just
late.
late.
Couldn't get up.
Okay,
Couldn't get up.
late
Love it.
is late.
Just honest, hey?
Teenage drama. It happens every few weeks where I say,
Right.
I'm so sorry, but those listeners that can relate, it just was one of those mornings.
Teenage
one of those
girl
morning-
problems, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. 15-year-old teenage girl stuff.
I remember that.
So
What was it? The hair didn't come out right, or all that stuff? Makeup, lipstick,
I
all the above.
I have to say I have a very I have a wonderful daughter, so this is not this is not a bad thing at all, but she's an overachiever. So it was a very late night of studying, a late night of tears and drama. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not blah, blah, all that. And then waking up this morning and being a totally different personality and in a great mood after a good night's sleep. And then it hit her about 5 minutes before she walked out the door that she has 3 tests and I'm not good enough again. And the whole thing came right back onto the table. So it just was one of those mornings, and I'm glad she's in school and she can't hear me right now. So,
Right.
so I'm sorry.
You made
so
it
we're
through.
just
You
gonna
made it here.
Hey, we
Thank
understand.
you. There's safety in numbers, and,
Yes.
and that is one of the reasons why I enjoy coming on this panel, because we've all been there with these years, these wonderful years.
Yes, these fine
that I'm so
teenage
blessed to
years.
be in right now. Anyways, so I'm here because I work for St. Antoine Community, and I love working there, and I wanted to share a little bit about what we offer on our property. First of all, we are a large long-term care campus. We are located in North Smithfield and on the line of Blackstone, Mass. and Woonsocket. And on our property, we offer an expansive continuum of services that range from assisted living to short and long-term skilled care. We have a state-of-the-art rehab center, a private hospice suite, as well as a large secured memory care unit. And the 2 buildings on our property are the Villa at St. Antoine, which is our 76 apartment assisted living facility, and the Residence at St. Antoine, which is our 180 bed short and long-term skilled care facility. So if you are presently at a crossroads with your loved one and trying to determine when is the right time to seek more help and support, I encourage you to reach out to me. You can call me at 401-767-3500 or email me at msmith@santantoine.net. Thank you.
All right, Melissa, very good. Kathy, just a little background on you. How long have you been with Navigant Credit Union?
So I have been with Navigant for 13 and a half years.
Mhm.
I've been in banking for 35, so
Wow.
I've been doing this for a long time.
Okay.
And it's I have to say, I came back to my roots. I started, if anybody remembers, Eastland Bank.
Sure.
Yes.
It was right here in Woonsocket.
So that was my first job.
Were you right down here
I
on
was in
Clifton
Woonsocket
Street?
on Diamond Hill Road
Okay.
when that branch was open.
I see.
I think it's since closed.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been at this for a while, primarily in retail, and then sort of worked my way through the different areas. But I have to say, Navigant is why I got into the business. It's all about community. It's all about the people, and that is, the legacy that Gary's leaving, and it's something that I will work very hard at to continue. But we've got an amazing team. I think you referenced it. You saw the amount of people that came out just to see Gary walk out. We all believe in our mission and our purpose. So I've got that momentum behind me, and that's giving me the confidence.
That's a great launching spot to go
Yeah.
right from here. When the position became available, when you found out Gary was going to be retiring, how long did it take you to decide, hey, I should really go for this position?
Well, I'll be honest. It took me a little while.
Did
There's
it?
a couple of
Okay.
reasons. Number one is he talked about it a lot, but it didn't happen for a while.
He's never going to leave?
I'm not sure he's going to leave now.
My wife wouldn't let me go. She wouldn't let me quit.
I'm going to retire. No, I'm not going to retire.
All right. Give it another year. Give
Right.
it another year.
And but in all seriousness, COVID sort of makes everybody rethink, and what an environment that we had to kind of navigate. So part of it was during that time, so we had a lot of time to sort of ponder and think about it, and I feel that we were all in denial too, that there is no other leader. I mean, 44 years, 35 as our leader, we don't know any other way. So part of it is that moment where I don't know if I can step into that role. Nobody will ever be able to step into his shoes.
Right.
But you get to the point, and he said, "It's real. I'm going to do it." And that happened fairly quickly, right? In the beginning of the year, and so that's when I said, "I don't want to go anywhere else. This is why this is the mission. We're about community, and I've worked at many other places, which I think." I think we try to live the mission, but Navigant truly does it.
Okay. And how difficult was the interviewing process?
Oh my goodness! Yeah, I feel like I got my PhD through it. So we had 7 of our board of directors took this process very seriously,
Yep.
and it was a national search. And the amount of due diligence that you had to do, and rightfully so. Turning this over, there's a lot at stake, a lot of responsibility. 135,000 members.
Yeah.
So you got to get it right, and so it was the right process, but it was pretty intense.
Oh, I bet.
And but you grow as a person. You sort of you're tested, and you say, no, I do believe in this. This is what I stand for, and so it showed me that I was doing it for all the right reasons.
All right. Anything that you can divulge right now about visions for the future of Navigant? Something that you'd like to see?
Well, let's just see
where
Yeah,
we'd
Gary's
like to go?
let's see what she's going to say.
And I'd love Gary's opinion on that too.
Don't worry about Gary's opinion. It doesn't matter anymore.
my opinion going forward is good. That's good. Good
Right.
job. Yep. I've been supportive. I hope.
You really
the
have.
transition.
You really
Okay.
have. Well, let's just start with, let's see if we can get him to sweat, Joe, a little bit. So,
All right.
contemplating Jeans Day.
Amanda talked
Now-
about this last week. This is a very important.
It's a decision.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
He's never worn a pair of jeans. In fact,
Ever?
Joe, he calls them dungarees.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Kids
that
don't
shows
know what
your
that
age.
means.
That shows your
I,
age.
I actually own a pair. They're in my drawer, but they're flattened. They're
Are they
nice.
pressed? Are they ironed?
Oh, they're ironed. Yeah, they haven't been taken out in years and years. I don't know if they fit anymore. They might have
Oh,
shrunk.
that nice dark blue.
Still perfectly blue.
So, and all kidding aside, there are things relative to just engagement that I'd like to continue and do. It's just more of what makes us so successful. It gets harder with 23 branches and growing, so the vision is to continue to expand. We're not really done in Rhode Island. We get asked a lot, Gary and I, about, so are you ever going to expand into Massachusetts? Because we border Massachusetts.
Right, so close.
And the reality is we've looked at it, but we're not done. We've developed this brand, and now we've got these branches in southern Rhode Island, like Wakefield, for instance, and we've got some filling in to do. We don't have to be on every corner, but we've recognized that we've got value to bring to a community, and so we're going to finish that out. So that expansion, but when you expand and grow, how do you stay connected and make it still feel like the family that Gary created? So I've got a team together that's going to get creative around those things.
Okay. Have you had a chance to visit all the branches
I do that.
and introduce yourself?
I know, given the fact that I sort of, always were in the branch side of things, I'm in the branches all the time.
Oh, okay.
So Gary and I do a lot of visiting, and we want to do, before you go, which I know he's staying on to consult to the end of the year, and he's on the board, so he's really not going anywhere. But we want to do joint visits, just to demonstrate that we're together, we're unified, and because
Same
people
vision.
people get worried about change. To to your point, they're probably wondering about it. We had a what did we call it, Tim? When we addressed the rest of the employees,
Town hall meeting?
We had a town hall virtually to get everybody to connect. But that was really a message out. We need something a little more interactive. So our goal now that the dust has settled a little bit, we'll get out and do our visits again.
All right, great. More coming up. We wanted to pass this information along to you because you might have heard that someone decided to crash into the Dollar Tree store here in Park Square in a stolen car, allegedly.
Yep.
But now Dave just checked for us. Now he just called over. The Dollar Tree store in Park Square says, quote, they are closed this morning still. They do have plywood up where the door used to be, but they hope to open later today. So you'll have to just keep checking in, but they are still closed this morning as they probably work on getting people to bring the a new door over and get that all fixed and clean up all the broken glass and busted metal and stuff like that. But keep checking. Dollar Tree may open later today at Park Square. Visit the other Dollar Tree stores if you have to here in the city of Woonsocket.
Yep.
Melissa, it's time for your second message from the St. Antoine communities, and then we'll take a break here in the Coffee and program.
So we are very lucky. I love to bridge the conversation and talk a little bit about how we're on the receiving end of your generosity at Navigant. And last year we were very lucky enough, and we talked about this on the air with Amanda being here last week, to do a silent wreath auction. And we partnered with Navigant last year for the first time. We've done it for 5 years. Normally we've done it in-house, and our staff have been the ones to craft these wreaths and display these wreaths and then auction them off to our family and friends. And obviously coming out of COVID, our staff was just having a hard time. Healthcare definitely got slammed the hardest. And we just couldn't ask them to do anything above and beyond. So in a conversation Tim and I had on the air last year around this time, and working with a senior student from North Smithfield High School, we decided to partner and do the silent wreath auction with your support. Talked to Amanda last week. It looks like she's all in. The buzz is already going around some of your branches. I'm not even sure if you're aware of what happened last year or not, but there was, I think,
20.
there was close to 20 wreaths
wreaths.
donated. I feel
Yep.
like you had about 10 branches. I should have brought the notes with me. I wasn't prepared to talk about it. I just figured I would
it out
segue
there.
into
Yeah.
that conversation.
No, it's fun.
If
and put you
Amanda's
on the
leading
spot.
it, we're in good hands.
Yes. So
Amanda's
she
in
believes
charge.
that it is actually grown in popularity in the conversations that she had to maybe spread it to all the branches, which
Right.
thrills me beyond belief. So with that mission in mind, I'm planning on going out and at least getting the wreaths in my hands before they're sold out at Michael's, and then talk about the next step in distributing them out to your branches. But I just want to say thank you, because it's those little moments that bring a lot of joy to our property, our residents. Obviously, the decorations, or rather the wreaths decorate our hallways. They get to look at them for a few weeks before we officially let them leave the property and the bidding process that we go through. But it also invites people from the community to come up to our property, which is what we want, have them come into our building, see the work that we're doing. It just connects a lot of pieces for us, because we're all about really connecting with the outside community and bring them on site to our property. So I just want to say thank you. We're excited. You'll hear us talk more about it once we get our act together and come up with a plan. But yes, Amanda's said, a few times now in
we're all in.
passing,
We've
and
chatted,
then
so.
reiterated last week that there's some research being done already for some themes.
Oh, the benefit
of
to
the
you
wreaths.
guys, the benefit is the fact that our branches are just super competitive.
Which I love.
And last year, the Woonsocket branch did a beautiful job at putting their wreath together. I forget who won, but Cumberland Hill was another one that put some
Mm-hmm.
time into it. And the others were like, we'll just put it together. Well, now that they've seen what can
Yes.
be done, it's like, oh, hey, ho, we're all in
Yes.
on this one.
And I
So-
think we will do some special marketing materials that just like re-showcase some of the top wreaths that got the highest bids, and hopefully that'll just up the ante. But it's a wonderful event. It's really caught on the last few years, but I think last year especially, just having that relationship with you guys and and your support. So stay tuned. We'll see what we can bring you for more information in the next week or so.
All right, thanks, Melissa. More Coffee Ends coming up. Comments and questions can be called in at 766-1240.
The high cost of living, rising energy costs, safe streets, secure elections. These are the issues facing every Rhode Islander, and they require real leadership and real solutions. My name is John Brian, and as State Representative for District 49, I assure you that I will work to earn your trust each and every day that I serve as your state representative. I'm running as an independent candidate because in this climate of political gridlock and consistent conflict, I think it is truly important to elect candidates that will have an open mind regardless of party or personality. Neither political party has the monopoly on good or bad ideas, holding the city, town, or state back because of a party designation holds us back from the successes that we could otherwise achieve. As a former state representative and vice president of the Woonsocket City Council, I have the experience and knowledge to hit the ground running on day one. I humbly ask you for your vote, and I look forward to serving you as your state representative. Paid for, Friends of John Brian.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
ON, AM, and FM.
It is Coffee and here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us this morning. This is Joe Callahan here with Tim Draper, Gary Furtado, Kathy Orovitz, and Melissa Smith. And nice to have all of them here. And the fan has been turned on because it's getting
Thank
a little
God.
stuff in there.
A lot of people shoved in this
And
little studio.
Oh my gosh.
the window has been open as well. Now we were kidding around with Gary a little bit before we went on the air. I told Dave to slip him a job application, but in serious note, Gary, when the word gets out that Gary's retiring, has anybody or any companies actually reached out to you and said, "Hey, we really like you to. I know you're retiring, but hey, why don't you come work for us?"
Not yet.
Not
Not yet.
Not in a banking situation, but
No.
any.
Not yet.
any
I'm
industry.
still on quite a few board of
Okay.
directors, and I'm going to continue with a handful of them.
Okay.
I'm obviously, as Kathy mentioned, I'm going to stay on the board at Navigant, which is
Mm-hmm.
a privilege to me. But I'm also on the board of Care New England, the hospital system, which is Kent, Women and Infants, Butler,
Mm-hmm.
and the Providence Center. That's almost a part-time job. That's
Yeah.
a lot of work.
And the VNA of Care New
And
England.
the VNA, yes,
Thank
the
you.
VNA. You know, I truly enjoy that. It's different from banking. It's the medical industry. They do a nice job. So I'm also going to be the chairman of the Narragansett Council of the Boy Scouts. next year. So I'm looking forward to that. That's a great organization also. PPAC, I'm on the board of PPAC.
Ooh, free tickets?
No, they don't
They're
give
not
us free
free,
tickets.
Joe.
Yeah, they
Trust
don't give
me.
us free tickets. Yeah,
right.
give us free lunch. We have a board meeting.
All right, better seats.
Yeah, so I'm keeping active. So
All right, great.
No one's brought me up a paying job just
Nothing yet.
Nothing yet.
No, if he's going to do it for free,
And you should add, Gary, the charitable foundation that Gary established. Gary's going to stay very involved with that because now we're in the fortunate position to be able to distribute some of these funds, and Tim is highly active in that as well. So you're going to stay engaged, and we need him engaged. Nobody knows the community, and the worthy cause is better than Gary. So
Excellent. All right. Last week, we did have Amanda LaRose and Christian Vasquez, the new branch manager over here in Park Square on. I think Christian did a fine job.
He did. I actually watched the video.
when
Nice
he
young man.
was here.
Nice young man.
Yeah, super
And
guy.
talk about being thrown to the lions. I mean, he came on. He just got married,
Yes.
and started a new job,
Right.
and now come here and
Right.
and be brilliant at it all. Okay,
Yeah.
and he did. So that's great. So, and I'm sure you've met all the other branch managers. Well, you're going to say yes to this question. Are you happy with them all? No, one of them's going.
No, I can't stand that one. Whatever.
But you have the good team.
I think the difference, again, here's one of the differences with Navigant. We promote from within. We develop, we train, we invest. And it's a lot of work to do that, but we don't want to have to go to the outside.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it. We had probably 80% internal movement and promotion. So that's the story. And Christian's one of them. He started, I'm sure he told your
He
story.
did.
I hope he told
As
us.
a part-time teller.
He did. And but he was willing and he was hungry for it. And so it was a perfect match.
Fantastic. Does that, Melissa? Do you have any questions about what's
No, I
going on
enjoyed
at
meeting
Navigant?
I enjoyed meeting him last week. Actually, he's very
Yes.
charismatic. I think just he's young. He's
Yeah.
And full of energy. And
he's full of energy.
And he's been.
You're gonna
he's
have him for a
been-
long
he's
time.
Worked in the Woonsocket branch for how many times? 2 or 3?
Yeah, that's what he said.
During,
Yeah,
he-
during his
back and forth
positions,
there,
yeah.
right, yeah.
Yes.
After that, in Chepachet and a few other places. So,
So
but
he's
he
back
likes
to his
this
roots.
because of the shorter commute
Yep,
time.
the commute was
Right.
good.
Yeah.
Right.
Getting out to Chepachet was kind of a pain.
That's what I heard that. The
Where does he
whole
live?
44.
Where does he live?
He's in North
North
Providence.
Providence.
Okay, not
Yeah.
bad. Yeah.
Far.
So right up 146. It's much better for him. So.
We do have some branches that are a little travel. You know, our Wakefield branch, that's a long way from here.
Oh,
and
sure.
Then you're right. Chepachet, Situate, they're out there.
I think we were talking about him battling 44 down to Chepachet.
Yeah.
Just
And he didn't
'cause
like
it's-
it.
Yeah, he didn't like it. He's
Can
very
be a
happy.
battle. There's no doubt.
Well, and the pace is going to be different. We've done a nice job building up Chepachet, but it's a little more rural. And Woonsocket, obviously, that was an acquisition. But our transaction volume and our traffic in the branches to open up loans and accounts, it's one of the top branches, Woonsocket. So his pace, he's going to have to adjust to that. But Christian can do it.
All right, great. We did ask him last week and said, how many times a day or a week, I might have mentioned, does someone come in and say, I want to speak to the branch manager? And he goes, a couple of times a day. Oh, I didn't realize it
Yes.
was a day. So that must happen at the other branches as well.
It definitely does, right? But we've got a good team. We have assistant managers, we have senior customer service representatives. So everybody is sort of we call it that universal banker. They're interchangeable. So we've got enough depth on the team. But sometimes, especially in an environment that's uncertain, you just want to meet with the manager and you
Right.
want that face-to-face time.
Well, Kathy's going to realize that probably once a week, the phone calls come into the call center. I want to talk to the president.
Really?
I got to talk to the president. Yep. And sometime the
Does it ever get
admin,
there?
it always gets to me.
Always.
Does it?
I pick it up
He
all the
takes
time. Yep.
every call.
Okay.
Yep. 9 out of 10 is I don't want to say a complaint, a problem that they have. 1 out of 10 would be a compliment to somebody.
Okay.
We handle. I take everyone, and Kathy's going to be taking everyone, and try to straighten it out.
Have you ever been stumped?
Great question.
So
Oh,
stumped. I had
You'd
one
say,
last week. I had a gentleman last week that was mad as anything. Is somebody took money out of his account, came through his debit card, and he's asking me what. And I said, I don't know what happened. I said, sir, I don't know. I said, but someone will get back to you today. Might not have the answer. We'll get back to you to say we don't have the answer. But we did find out what happened, and it all worked out. It was his little. He didn't realize that he authorized his credit card to get paid through his account. So they pulled the money out of his account, and it worked out fine. And it was funny. He yelled at me. The last thing he said is, "When are you going to have better customer service?"
Wow.
And I said, "Right now." right now.
You are
You're
at the pinnacle.
talking to me.
of
Yeah,
customer service.
I'm going to get back to you. And then it was one of our employees that I gave to do research, figured out, and I said, give this gentleman a call today. And he said, I called him, figured out he was all happy, and then he realized he used to play basketball with my dad. So it was
kidding.
like a great story. He's all happy now. Yep. So, but Kathy will see that there are calls that come through and say, I want to talk to the president.
And do
Long as they're not a salesman.
It wasn't a grumbling, I'm
You
sorry.
get
at
a
the
lot
end.
of those calls.
I'd rather take the customer that has a problem than I would rather.
But are
a
they
salesman, yeah.
simple requests like, I want to take out a loan? Okay, well, you could have done that with the
some-
person that you just talked to.
Some of them are, yes. Some
Yeah.
of them are. Yep. We have some people come in that want to see me, and I see them, and I need $1,000 loan. Okay, and they don't let me go in the computer and put it in, so I have
Don't
to.
let me do that.
I pass them along to somebody else. But it works out. It's as Kathy mentioned. That's what we are. We're a community involved institution that decisions are made right in Smithfield, not in somewhere else in the country, and you can get to the top and have a problem and get it fixed.
Yeah, and we're a little unique in that we want to know what the problems are. We're not afraid to ask, because if we don't, there's no way we're going to improve it. And so we've done surveys, and instead of, what do you love about us, we said, what are we doing
What's
wrong?
not working?
And who
Right.
does that? But we did two
Yeah.
rounds
We
of
did
that.
two rounds of it.
What
And
can we
we
do better?
learned
Yep.
we needed a new, to modify the ATMs and just things that you might have a one-off complaint at a branch or two branches, but we would never know there was a common theme. So we've done that pretty proactively, and I think that's helped.
Okay. In terms of team members at Navigant, it's a nationwide problem of looking for help. Is there a plan to try to hire more people?
Yeah, we had a significant amount of openings, just like everybody else, right? The quiet quitting, whatever we want to call it. Part of what we realized is people just saying, I don't want to be customer facing because of the pandemic. And you have no choice in retail, right? There, you can't work remotely. So people just changing fields, going part-time, working sort of independently, contract work. We're seeing it runs the gamut. Where the candidate pool is improving,
Okay.
but part of that I think is just time for the environment we're in, and then we've made strides to take a look at compensation and making sure that we always have a very competitive compensation and benefit package, and you have to, because we're competing many times with the fast food places that are offering $20 and $25 an hour.
Be competing with those companies,
Right.
But you are.
Yeah, we are. And so we take that seriously, and we're looking at it again. So that's just something that we just want to make sure we're competitive, because we ask you to do a lot, but we're going to reward you.
Okay. So you're looking at the branches are looking for people in the home office in Smithfield?
Yeah,
Both
most
places?
are the retail positions that they're part-time tellers and the customer service positions. So we're doing well. We've got an internship that we run all across the different departments. That I find most of them will come back and get permanent placement, and that's been a nice feeder program for us.
Okay.
So I think continuing that is a creative way for us to sort of plug that gap.
Okay. Gary, have you run into any situations, maybe not yet, because your last official day was yesterday, or full-time day was yesterday, where people will call Navigant looking for you, and what's the official word of Gary's not here anymore?
I think it's Gary who, but already Gary's retired, and
And the
a
new
more
person
qualified
is?
person is here, and she'll be able to help you better than Gary can.
Okay.
So yeah, and, I mean, obviously it's been on Facebook. It's
it's
been
been
everywhere
everywhere.
that people are knowing that I'm retiring. But still, there'll be people calling looking for me.
Right.
And I think that the admin support, I've had, my secretary, Don, has been with me for 35 years. She'll pass along ones that I need to know about.
Okay.
So.
Is she staying with you, Kathy?
She is, yes.
Okay.
The same team, which is great. And in the last couple of months, Gary and Donna have done a lot of transition work with they know the ones that are going to come. They're trying to anticipate. So Gary brings me in. I'd like you to meet so-and-so. So I've done some of that, but there's a lot more. The good thing is Donna knows them all.
Yeah.
And Gary's going to be in a few times a week. His wife wants me to have him in every day of the week, but that's another story.
Yeah, my wife babysits on Mondays for my 1-year-old granddaughter, and then Wednesdays for the 11 and 8-year-old granddaughters. So she picks them up from school and everything. So she's out of the house Monday and Wednesday. So her plan is that you should work on Tuesday, so that way we won't see each other for a minimum of 3 days.
She's serious. I saw her in person. She's dead serious.
Oh, that is so funny. All right, break time here on Coffee and it's time for the weather forecast, which is being brought to you by Compassion International.
A 60% chance of more rain today. Cloudy all day with a high of 67. Most of the rain would come in the afternoon. Could be a thunderstorm. Tonight, areas of fog between 8 p.m. and 2 a.m. Otherwise cloudy with an overnight low of 55. Thursday, the sun returns and a high of 66. Friday, mostly sunny with a high of 54. Saturday, sunshine and 59. Sunday, sunshine and 62. Monday, a 50-50 chance of some showers, cloudy skies and 62. And Tuesday, the same.
Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street, where we still have fog and some light rain and 61 degrees. Families in poverty are facing a global food crisis. $50 provides a food kit to feed a family for a month. Just text the word radio to 97646.
Paul Bourget, chairman of the Woonsocket School Committee, is asking for your vote to re-elect him and the current members of the school committee, including Donald Burke, Lynn Kapiskas, Alan LeClaire, and Amy Costa. For the past 2 years, your current school committee has provided experienced leadership and commitment to our students, their parents, and the school administration. They've listened and acted on school issues such as bullying and mask wearing. The school committee approved programs and personnel to address learning loss and social-emotional support. In addition, the school committee provided for a safe and healthy environment for our students. And currently, they're planning for the building and rehabilitation of our schools. Know that your school committee will continue to make sure that our students receive the best education possible. So please, cast your vote for Donald Burke, Lynn Kapiskas, Alan LeClaire, Amy Costa, and Paul Bourget.
Paid for by the Campaign for Paul Bourget.
For an Allstate agent, providing protection options that fit your life is something they take, personally. Allstate agents are committed to learning about your needs and helping customize protection to meet them. From bundling your home and auto insurance with ease to evaluating optional coverage, your Allstate agent can help build an insurance proposal that fits your life. And just as important as learning what you need is learning what you don't. Because helping you get coverage you want with savings you deserve is what Allstate is all about. It's time to get coverage that's catered to you. Are you in good hands? Call Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. One telephone number, 765-5000. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hi, this is Gary Smith. Join me for Do You Remember, Tuesday through Friday mornings at 9:30 here on ON Radio.
It is Coffee In here on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us, and I'm Joe Callahan. With us from Navigant Credit Union, we have Tim Draper, Gary Furtado, and Kathy Orovitz. She is the new CEO of Navigant Credit Union. Melissa Smith from the St. Antoine Communities is here as well. It is time for a message from Navigant Credit Union, so it's 1 out of 3. Who gets to do
I'll do it. I won't put these guys on the spot. I didn't prepare them for anything.
Watch how Tim does this, Kathy.
I'm ready.
So, folks, you've heard that interest rates are on the rise, which is a little challenging if you're looking to borrow money, but it's great if you have money that you'd like to save. So Navigant Credit Union has a wide variety of savings and deposit accounts that you can get involved in. Everything from basic savings to money markets to certificates of deposit. We have some very, very, very competitive rates right now on our certificates of deposit, which have also a very wide variety of terms. So everything from 10 months up to 5 years. We guaranteed will have a rate that will entice you and that you'll be happy with. And many of our CD products actually have a bump up option where at some point during that term, if you feel like the rates are higher than what you had originally, you can bump that rate up one time. So we encourage you to go into any of the branches, Jump online at navigantcu.org. We've talked about that an awful lot. Again, navigantcu.org. You can go to the rates page, little tab at the top of the website that says rates. Click it, and it will show you all the rates that we have. And if you really want to come on in and enjoy the social experience of coming into the branches, of course, we have 23 branches available to you. The closest one is probably over here on Park Avenue. So 233-4700 or navigantcu.org. Come on in.
All right, Tim, thank you very much.
Hey, Joe, can I cut in here a minute?
Yeah, sure, Rick.
All right, so our Senior Vice President, Chief Information Officer, CIO, his meme is a long-time listener to your show.
No kidding.
Every day. So we want to give a big shout-out to Meme Moran.
Meme Moran.
Meme
hello.
Moran, who lives
Good
in
morning.
Woonsocket, and actually moving out of Woonsocket soon, the story is, moving to Burrillville. With her
heard.
family, yep. So,
Okay.
But we just want to give a big shout out to Meme Moran.
That's so nice.
Hope you have a great day.
Thanks for listening.
And
as
you
always,
you have
all
a
these
fabulous
years.
grandson, Meme. Yeah.
He's okay.
That's
Gary.
great.
Come on. Let's not-
Now, Kathy, Gary's legendary on the golf course.
Yes.
So I know he participated in all the Navigant Credit Union golf tournaments and any other golf tournaments that Navigant sponsored. He'd be there. How is your golf game?
Oh, this is going to be good. So, you asked me about how the process go. That's one of the questions. Do you play golf?
No kidding.
Do you play golf? And I'm thinking, I don't have this on my resume. this is not going well.
That wasn't part of this year
Right?
Oh, that
But I
is so
sort of
funny.
knew just through my career that
Yeah.
this was one of those things that, a lot of business gets done on
Down
the golf course.
yeah.
So
Never rains on the golf course either.
Right, it never rains. So my husband, who works for a competitor, is a golfer. So Gary and my husband were teasing me. So for my birthday in October, guess what I got?
Golf clubs?
I got golf clubs. So my daughter helps me open them. I put them on. I'm walking around the house. He says, "You have the bag on backwards."
Lesson
is
number
fantastic.
one.
So
That is
that
fantastic.
sums up my golf game.
Wow.
But it's a start. I have clubs.
Is this? Have you hit a golf ball at all?
At a pitch and putt.
Okay, that's fine. All right, all right.
So my goal, I think I'm past
So
the
the short
time,
game
right?
is good.
Gary says get a lesson. We'll do lessons,
Lessons,
and
yeah.
you'll go from there. So I'm at a place where I'm ready to.
Okay.
I thought about it a few times, but it just wasn't happening.
All right.
Now I'm thinking I might have a little time to do it, and you do network. It's tremendous.
Yes,
The amount
that's
of people
right.
Gary has met, it's incredible.
It's on the golf course. So
I don't know if I want to play with Gary out of the gate.
Well, no, you do not.
Best not to
like
do
to
that
play
just
fast.
yet.
Okay.
Fast is an understatement.
I had brought it
Really?
up with
You don't
the.
have to be good. You just got to be fast.
We're all members of the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce, and I had brought it up at one of my referral group meetings a few weeks back, just about the fact that they have all these like women's luncheons and all these dedicated female gatherings to network. They do a wine and nine thing once a year. I think it's in the spring, and I'm like, it should just be for women. Like, let us women.
I
who
thought you were going
doc-
to say it should just be for wine.
Oh, well, I
Get the guy.
that'll
I'm
ease
in.
the pain. That'll ease the pain. So I think for all of us that I've had the same thought process as you for years. I'm like, we run our own very successful golf tournament,
Right.
and I'm stuck planning it and executing it because I don't
You don't
play.
really
So
have
if
a
I
plan.
learn to play,
Right.
I
You're
can
out.
delegate
We're
to
in.
someone else, and I can get on the course. So I just think if we could just take away that stigma that it's a man's sport and get us out there and boost a little confidence, but all women together first.
My daughter
Before
and my
we
wife
intermix.
all took up golf this year, so they're
So-
all playing, and
so
they're both
they're in.
pretty decent for beginners.
My wife golfs for years and years. She's kind of last
Yeah.
couple of years have maybe retired from it, but I'm gonna get her back.
Good.
Do you golf
Well, now that you're
together, or
retired.
she golfs without you?
So when she was golfing, we golf together.
Okay.
Handful of times a year. Yep.
Okay,
No,
that's nice because my husband will not golf with me. I've asked
Did
him
he
to
say
take
why?
me out. Yes, he thinks I talk too much. So
Where did he get
he
that
feels
idea?
like it's he goes out with his
Distracting?
buddies or whatever. So he works in athletics, so it is
Yeah.
something that's a part of networking for him as well. And so, anyways,
he's-
he's used to going with colleagues, and typically,
Yeah, well, but if he's driving the golf ball, you don't talk. Do you know that?
well, right.
Okay,
You're supposed to not talk.
that's right.
Right.
And if you're talking,
I think he thinks I'll ask a million
they'll
questions.
turn around and
right.
say,
and I'm very competitive, so
Right.
there's going to be some sarcastic remarks, and there's going to be some like.
Yeah, but after he hits the ball, then you can be sarcastic. If he's pulling the golf club back, ready to hit, you don't say anything.
No, but that's when I would say
Well,
something.
but
If I'm
you're-
losing,
but you're
that's
wrong.
when I
That's
would
why he
say
doesn't play
something.
with you.
But I
Wow,
just,
there's golf etiquette,
I know.
That's one of
but
them unwritten
I'm
rules.
going to read that book
That's-
this winter.
We'll
Yeah,
see
that's
you at
right.
the course
Okay.
next year for our tournament. You had a group of ladies actually that
Right.
registered this year, and
We
it was
did have a
fantastic.
foursome of ladies. Yes, we
Oh,
did. Yep.
I
From
know.
Navigant?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yep. Oh, okay.
they were a very spirited bunch, and I'm
Right.
pretty
They
sure
can-
they
they
were
can teach
talking.
you
the
We
that.
whole
have
time.
4, so now we'll have 5.
Oh, you have 5. Okay.
Well, it's funny you say
Perfect.
that, but there was a, we do participate in a lot of golf tournaments,
Yeah.
sponsor a lot of golf tournaments. We do tee signs and stuff like that. But, if it's only the guys at the credit union, then when are we ever going to work? Because we're always playing in a golf tournament. So to expand that and actually have a lot of the female employees who want to play golf step up and go, hey, I'll play in a tournament. I now have a running list of all the female players that play golf, so I can do that now and say, hey,
And-
send this group to
Mix 'em
here,
up.
And
or
so
mix it
you-
up, mix doubles if they want to.
So you rotate them around.
Try to rotate them around.
It's your turn
Yeah,
now.
we're going to do a better job of that next year, but yes, we're
Okay.
trying to rotate them around a little more. So it's pretty good.
All right. Just other things going on in the news. We did mention it earlier today. We did have a man that had a bad day, I guess you could call it that way. Looks like he was fired from his job at Dollar Tree over here in Park Square, and then went to where he lived and allegedly got into an argument with someone that he lives with, and then stole that guy's car. I don't know how he managed that, and then drove the stolen car into the Dollar Tree store at
I
Park
wonder
Square.
if he lost his job because of his anger management issues.
So
That-
he-
that
that
could
wasn't an
possibly-
accident. He drove
Oh
into the
no,
store.
no, that wasn't.
yeah.
I
No, he
hit
drove it
the
right
gas by mistake.
Yeah.
No, this was planned.
Yeah.
Because then he got out
started throwing things
and started throwing things around the store.
Oh boy.
So and people were in the store. No one got hurt. That's the
Good.
great thing. So then,
Very good.
people run to the back of the store looking to get out,
Can't
and they
find the
couldn't find the way out.
Right.
And so now
That's
they're, now
not
they're
good.
hunkered down in the bathroom,
Right. So
wondering
he's
what's
gotta
going on
solve
up
that problem.
front.
I was like, that's kind of a concerning
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that won't be a
evacuation
concern
plan,
after.
I
and they're
think-
reopening today at 1.
Yeah.
No, they're reopening today, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't know why I thought 1.
Sometime this afternoon. So whenever they deem it
They'll clearly mark the exits now.
Yeah, that we're open is that'll be happening hopefully today. But what's odd is why he's throwing things around the store. Of course, someone has called the police. Police show up. He's still in the store.
Oh, I was supposed to leave?
Being aggravating. So and they had to tase him to
Yeah,
bring
that's
him
awful.
down. So it got pretty hairy. This was
Don't tase
yesterday
me, bro.
afternoon around
Okay.
5 that this all took place. So yeah, the Dollar Tree store is still closed this morning. Hopefully they will open later today. We had other things going on. Shots fired in Cumberland, Tim, over the weekend down
Really?
at Club Juventud,
Where's that? Oh,
right across the street from the town
the
hall.
Lusitania Club.
Lusitania Club.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shooting
wow.
in-
Shots fired,
Shots
really?
fired?
at a car that was parked.
Really? I did not hear
So
that.
yeah, they
They've
just,
kept that quiet in Cumberland.
Yeah.
There was a
That's
fire
like a
last night.
Portuguese
but I
club,
heard
right?
2 nights
yes,
of
it
Portuguese
is.
club.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Portuguese club. Yep.
Fire on Torrey Road in Cumberland.
Yep.
They think it was hit by lightning, and that's what.
Oh, is that what it was?
that-
Yeah, that was
Yesterday?
weird weather the other day.
Yeah, yes, it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's what happened there. Jill Biden, First Lady, she is in Rhode Island today,
Coming in today.
Yes.
and she'll be at my alma mater. And I didn't get an invitation.
Oh,
She's at Rhode Island College today to talk to the teaching students about probably congratulating them for going after this course of action to become teachers because there's
We
a
need
shortage.
There's a shortage.
Right.
We need
Shortage of-
more.
Shortage
Talking
of
about
teachers.
shortage of employees.
And then after that, she goes to a campaign for Dan McKee and stump for him. So that's going on in Rhode Island. So if you don't have to go to Rhode Island College,
Don't.
Yeah.
you might want to stay away.
I wonder if are they going to shut the highway down like they do when the president comes? I wonder what they do with the First Lady.
Well, she's got to have Secret Service, right?
She
Oh,
does
yeah,
have Secret
yeah,
Service.
obviously, yeah, but I wonder if they shut-
I don't
Maybe not
know.
the
when
same
the president
contingent,
comes, they
but-
shut the highway down.
Right.
I wonder if they'll do that with her or just keep a little.
More of just
Buffer,
a low
yeah.
profile. I'm not sure. And I feel bad for some of the students that have got nothing to do with her,
Yeah.
and just trying to get. I want to go to class.
I know.
Look at the class, yeah.
And these large guys in suits and dark glasses saying
Don't
no
miss the
in
point.
the air. You
Right.
they
It'll
toss it
make
to
it
their wrist.
interesting, too.
You ain't going anywhere.
And that is
Okay.
one road that goes around the campus, isn't it? So
Yeah, there is one big road.
if she's got
Yeah.
an entourage and several vehicles, that's going to
Well, what
jam
I'm-
up your only path
What
around.
I'm thinking they'll probably do is go if how well you know the campus. Roberts Hall is probably the
Yes.
first thing you see when you come off Mount Pleasant Avenue.
Right.
She'll go there, then get back in the limo, and then you can swing around and not go all the
Okay.
way around
Never
the
go
college
around.
and come back out. That's just what I'm thinking that they'll do. All right, Tim brought this up off air about the RSV. It's the first time I'm hearing of this
Oh, yeah.
respiratory virus called RSV that's on the rise, and
Right.
Hasbro's
Very
taking
scary.
kids in from other states, from
Right.
up to 100 miles away, because
And-
their hospitals are full.
Right.
And Hasbro's at 125% capacity right now.
Are they?
Supposedly, they're like way over capacity. So they're
They are.
putting kids in the emergency room.
And what the kids that it's affecting? How old?
young,
Little.
Pediatrician
Yeah.
age.
Pediatrician,
Like
okay.
daycare age.
and sometimes newborns.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
the other thing
Wow.
too. Yeah. So it's
Pediatric
scary for
infectious
parents.
disease.
And it's very contagious. They said that
Is it?
it's not you can treat it. It's not
Right.
a fatal type condition, but scary in that it's highly contagious.
Yeah.
From child to child, or can adults get this as well?
It's
That's a-
droplets, a child thing, I think.
I
don't
think
know.
so, too.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's so much out there right now for germs. Cold,
Right.
flu, everything is resurfacing because we're all masks are down. But I think that
Yeah.
we just get a different version of it, and it's not referenced the same. But
Right.
I can tell you, a friend of mine in town, her 6-year-old daughter has COVID, and then she got the croup on top of it. And then by the symptoms that are described, it's RSV in a sense. So you're like, it's a little bit of an older kid than would be categorically labeled for RSV, but it's still the same kind of
Yeah.
respiratory, but it's that whole droplet thing. So
Tim, you got a new grandchild, just
Yeah.
a few weeks old. What
They're-
is that pediatrician telling your son
Well-
and daughter-in-law?
My understanding is the kids are just not going out that much. They're not exposing the baby to lots of people and lots of environments, which is probably the smart thing to do at the moment. But they're also not afraid to do it either, so they will go out. But you know what? I get it. You see the stuff on television where it's the labored breathing that the kids have because they're just so congested and their lungs are so inflamed. That's the scary part, especially if you're a new parent. So I don't want my son and daughter-in-law to have to go through that. So we'll let them manage that child the way they will. But he's such a happy kid.
Keep him that
such a
way.
He's such happy. His eyes are wide open, and he's now starting to see things, and he's going, "What's that? What's that?"
Really, he's talking, huh?
Well, yeah. to me, in my
happened
mind.
fast.
That's amazing. All right, break time once again here on Coffee and. So, Tim, time for a second message from Navigate Credit Union.
Thanks, Joe. So we've talked about this before, and for those of you who are a little more tech savvy or who just want to have a little more access to your accounts and your money and understand where you are, we have an awesome digital suite of services that you can take advantage of at the credit union. We like to say it's all the big bank tech without the big bank. And it really is a tremendous online banking platform, very simple to use, presents all the accounts to you right up front so you know exactly where your money is. You can drill down and see transactions and all that other stuff. But more importantly, it allows you to transfer money. It allows you to pay your bills online. You can make check deposits online. So those of us who still use checks, you can just simply take a picture of the front and the back of the check and have it deposited into your account in about a day or two. The services are great, and they are very much digital. If you want to go into the branch and learn how to use it, let's just say you're a little nervous about using it, go in to see anybody in our branches, and they can show you how to use the digital services. And Park Square is a great spot, and you can go introduce yourself to Christian. I'm sure he'd love to meet you. So, NavigantCU.org is the website. There you can either download or get directions on how to sign into your online banking account if you haven't already done so. You can upload it on your mobile device, which we have right here. I couldn't live without. And it's actually, again, less intimidating than you think once somebody walks you through the process. So give us a call, 233-4700. Visit our online branch, NavigantCU.org.
All right, thanks, Tim. More Coffee Ands coming your way. Please stay tuned.
Krakow Deli Bakery and Smokehouse offers authentic homemade Polish food to make your next meal real special. Try our many varieties of hot and fresh pierogi with onions and dirty sour cream, or pick up golubki, kielbasa, babkas, or some fresh rye bread. We also offer a large selection of specialty and imported goods. We're open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 9 to 6, Wednesdays 9 to 5, and Saturdays 8 to 5. Follow us on Facebook to learn about our weekly specials. Located at 855 Social Street in Woonsocket, Krakow Deli Bakery and Smokehouse has all the authentic Polish foods you love.
This is Ed Carew of the Carew Investment Group, 765-8880, with some simple advice about investing. The truth is, there is no simple advice about investing. The old days of financial uptrends and downtrends, lasting for days, weeks, and months or longer, are gone. Sometimes trends last only part of a day before changing direction. Investing is not an activity for those who cannot take the time to study and see each twist and turn for the opportunity that it truly presents. Since 1987, I've seen them all, and I'll invest your money the same way I invest for myself. Carefully, very carefully. and it won't cost you a nickel to talk about it with me. So call me, Ed Carew, at 765-8880 right here in Woonsocket. Securities offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
In Congress, David Cicilline is delivering for Rhode Island. As global events raise prices everywhere, including here at home, Cicilline is cutting costs for Rhode Islanders. He battled the pharmaceutical companies and lowered prescription drug prices for seniors. David took on the big corporations for price gouging and brought historic investments in infrastructure, manufacturing, and clean energy to create jobs, improve the supply of goods, and help reduce costs for consumers. Visit Cicilline.com and make your plan to vote on or before Election Day, Tuesday, November 8th. David Cicilline, delivering for Rhode Island.
I'm David Cicilline, and I approve this message.
Paid for by the Cicilline Committee. The Woonsocket Board of Canvassers would like to remind voters that November 8th is Election Day. The voters of Woonsocket will be voting on races from U.S. Congress to School Committee with 3 state referenda questions. In addition, there will be 2 local referenda questions on the ballot. Question 4, an amendment to the Woonsocket Home Rule Charter, regards the appointment of the city solicitor and reads, shall the City of Woonsocket Home Rule Charter, Chapter 10, entitled Administrative Departments, Article 1, entitled Law Department, Section 1, entitled Created Appointment Qualifications of Head, be amended to change the authorization for appointment of the city solicitor from the appointment by the mayor to appointment by the city council? You may approve or reject that question. Question 5 is entitled Relating to Cannabis Establishments and Public Use. And the question reads, shall new cannabis-related licenses for businesses involved in the cultivation, manufacture, laboratory testing, and for the retail sale of adult recreational use cannabis be issued in the City of Woonsocket? You may approve or reject that question. Knowing your options, early in person or Election Day, please vote. If you'd like more information on the election, you can visit the website of the Woonsocket Board of Canvassers at www.woonsocketri.org or call the office at 401-767-9223.
It is Coffee Ann here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. This is Joe Callahan, and here with members of Navigate Credit Union, Tim Draper, Gary Furtado. Can we still call you a member of Navigate Credit Union?
Yes,
Tim?
I'm still a member.
He still has his passbooks.
Oh, okay.
What's wrong with that,
The
Tim?
last one?
There's nothing wrong with
Hey,
it.
there's
Is there
still
anything
low.
wrong
Still
with the cap?
exist?
Yes, they
They
do.
do.
Yeah,
Alright,
you know,
good.
it's difficult to open one. We don't really want anybody to open them, but there's
Anymore.
still 20,000 out there? maybe?
Yes, that's
Wow.
About 20,000 passwords.
we don't open a lot.
I bet you May Moran has one.
I bet so.
Yeah.
I know.
I actually, when we opened my daughter's account a few months back with you guys, and she got her first ATM card, I'm like, kind of want her to have a passbook. I kind of want her to have just the evidence of transactions, but yeah.
She's going to use that check
Digital.
register and
Yeah.
or digital,
Her
right?
first question was, "Can I use this online?"
Yes.
So that was
Right.
course.
Well, I
Right.
know she can, Tim, but like I was trying to avoid answering it.
Nice going.
She has a job. She has money. I'm like, I don't know.
Let me let you talk to
can't
this
use
guy
it
that I
online.
sit on the radio. with.
So Kathy Orovitz is new CEO of Navigant Credit Union. She's here as well. We talked about her possibly participating in golf tournaments coming up with Navigant a little later on as soon as she learns the sport. Just want to bring this up. In other parts of the country, not only do they have golf tournaments, but they have fishing tournaments. And I don't know if you've heard lately that there's been scandals amongst the fishing tournament people cheating.
I did hear
Really?
that.
Bring your own fish or bring
Not-
your own
no,
fish. Yeah?
So-
they
Sort of.
though they catch the
They-
fish, and when no one's looking, they put lead in the fish
To
to
weigh.
weigh it down,
Ooh.
so it weighs more.
I just read that.
Unbelievable.
Genius. It's pretty
Yes.
ingenious. Pretty
Well,
good.
unless you get
until
caught.
somebody caught you,
Clever.
and,
And
then
then
they
so-
put the fish right there, and they
Well, isn't
all the
that
lead weight
interesting?
falls out.
So fishing tournaments on Lake Erie, they're going to start using metal detectors on the fish.
that's-
They're going to check for cheating. The rule change is being made after 2 men allegedly put weights inside their catch during last month's Walleye Slam fishing tournament.
Yeah.
The detection device will also be used during the Lake Erie's Blaster Fall Brawl. The 2 men accused of cheating are charged with multiple crimes, including felonies. They take this seriously.
well, that's because the purse on these things is like 15
Well,
grand.
it's a lot of money.
It's
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah,
money,
it's pretty-
and they're
it's
just
pretty
stealing
serious.
the money. That's,
So yeah, since
that's
we
funny.
can't add to the length of the fish,
Right. How do we cheat in golf? Kick the ball, right? Just,
Pick-
oh,
pick-
A lot of
didn't
people
land
cheat
there.
in golf, yeah.
pick the ball up and throw it.
Judge Smales.
Try to throw it straight.
Danny.
I got a 4 in that hole. 4. Whoa.
Well, I'd say that just because I can't count. That's my problem.
Sure, Tim. All right. The good news is we're not in Chicago. Okay,
That is always
isn't
good
that
news.
always good
Oh,
news?
yeah.
Because Chicago has been named the rattiest city in America.
The rattiest.
As in
Most
rats.
As in
Not
the
as in
numbers.
ratty. Oh.
No, as in the little furry animals.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
They have the most.
Really?
Yes, and they have outpaced New York City, which is also well known for its bustling rat population.
Bustling.
Pest control chain Orkin today named Chicago the rattiest U.S. city for the 8th year in a row. Congratulations.
It's a great honor.
The
At least Rhode
company-
Island's not on that list.
Not that I see, no. The company ranked the nation's 50 most mice and rat-infested metro areas based on the number of rodent removal jobs it carried out from September of last year through August of this year. Chicago's first, New York is second. Anyone want to guess on third?
L.A.
It is L.A.
All right.
Congratulations
Really?
goes
You
to
know what? Is
Gary
there a
Furtado.
reason we have to share stories like
This
this?
is fascinating stuff.
So, next.
Everything
No, it's a
Joe
good
has all these
story.
great stories.
It's a good story that Providence is not on the list.
We're not.
That's
on
right.
the
We
list.
want to be at the
Woonsocket
bottom
is
of
not
that
on the
the
list.
visual of what it would be like to
Oh, I know.
live with rats surrounding
Right.
us. Like all of us are picturing that right now, and I would just move on.
And Joe
Next.
said it nicely. He said the little furry things, like they're cute. They're not cute.
They're not-
They're not
Do you know-
gophers, and they're not hamsters.
But do you know some people have rats as pets?
I can't.
Yeah, those
even
people
think.
are
Not those
Insane!
Not those huge gray monsters that you see outside, but little white things, and they
Oh boy.
Mice, yeah.
Okay.
not
That-
much, but
that's in the
no actual
same-
rats.
Rats, huh?
Because they're much bigger than mice.
Yep.
But
And
that's
the-
like
the-
pet hamsters and ferrets and all that. That's
But
all
different.
weird. I just can't. They're just little and tiny and.
But hamsters go in a
scurry
cage,
and-
and like, but I've seen them with the rats, and they say they're very affectionate. They keep them on their shoulder,
Oh.
like ferrets, and
are
how they just
lunatics.
walk around them. I'm like, that is just
Ooh.
yeah, it's just weird.
really, really. So if you got nothing better to do someday, go Google
Nope.
like
Nope.
rat, like on Facebook, like rat groups, and there's a whole group of people
No,
that
Melissa-
love these things.
Melissa will
I
always
hate to
have
do
something
that.
better to do.
Yeah,
do
that's
that?
never going to happen.
I am not one of those.
I
people.
live in the woods. We catch we have to have traps everywhere, and
Yeah.
my husband will leave it out in the trap because he knows I'm going to freak out. And it's just I said, please don't do that.
Yes.
It's terrible.
Please don't kill them.
Or don't show me.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
tell me. I don't
I
want to
don't
see
want to
it.
know.
Oh, well, the
And
worst.
those are the little cute ones. They're not. I still can't.
They're not. They're not.
Those are the little
They're cute when they're outside. They're not
Yes.
too cute when they're inside the house. It's tough because I don't know if this is supposed to be the more humane way, but instead of the thing that snaps over and gets them in the neck, they have these glue traps,
Yes. The sticky pad.
and they can't get out of it. But they keep trying and trying and trying, which exhausts them. They end up laying down, and now they're stuck even more.
Yeah.
And then
I
luckily,
don't know how that's more humane. Are you
I
saying
don't-
that's more humane?
No, but I think
Just
the
snap my
rat.
neck.
I think the mice people
And then you have
think it
to
is.
clean that. You got to get rid of that box at some point.
Well, you
'cause
just
can't wait.
You can pick it up by the size. It's just all plastic and just throw it away.
This
Okay.
is such an awful
So,
topic.
all right,
yeah,
moving
yeah.
on. There is a
Thanks,
woman.
Melissa. Yeah, I'm listening, yeah.
Enough about
no
rats.
spiders, alligators, snakes, bears,
Oh,
sharks,
spiders.
none of that.
I don't like spiders.
None.
I don't like- I got nothing to.
Oh no, that's a wrap.
I'm
The
all
whole
done.
show is gone.
No, California woman has been tasked with the job to try all things pumpkin. All right, a team at Finance Buzz hired a Sacramento resident and pumpkin lover. Her name is Laura Clayman to fill a pumpkin spice pundit position. She gets paid to do this to taste test all of Trader Joe's pumpkin flavored fare,
Oh,
Okay.
well, she's a product tester.
basically, but it's going to be pumpkin.
That'd be pumpkin.
Can I make you laugh?
Sure.
Oh boy,
I happen to have
You brought
pumpkin
pumpkin?
treats.
it's Melissa. They've hired Melissa.
I'm not joking.
at
I brought
Trader
these.
Joe's.
I have 4 different pumpkin treats for you guys to try this morning. I usually bring treats in. I think this is kind of ironic. But
Pumpkin
from a
pie.
health fair I had this week, and I have a whole bag of them, and I figured I'd put them in your front
grab
lobby.
Okay.
So this whole week, if you want to do a
Which one?
like a taste testing and vote
Okay.
on them, let me know
The
which
favorite pumpkin
pumpkin
spice?
treats they like.
Now, this woman in California, she is the founder of the Pumpkin Everything Facebook group, has more than 140,000 followers.
Wow.
Really?
Yes.
Melissa's one of them.
She is sent.
Melissa is one of them.
She was sent to her nearest Trader Joe's to purchase, taste, and rank all the pumpkin-inspired items on the store shelves. Her top 5 treats are the pumpkin breakfast and snack bars. Here we go.
There's 3 of them.
Pumpkin cranberry crisps. I haven't heard
That
of that
sounds
one.
good,
Does
though. I
sound
think I would
good.
enjoy that.
Gluten-free pumpkin bread and muffin mix.
Mm-hmm.
Pumpkin Richaud twist. And the top spot are the spicy pumpkin samosas. SAMOSAS.
Hmm.
I don't know what those are. But they're the
Sounds like
best.
But they are the best.
Is there alcohol in that, maybe?
Yeah,
Not me, so I have
No pumpkin vodka, is there? Because we would like
Trader
that.
Joe's sells
I have
liquor.
multiple of each
Pumpkin
one, so if
seeds.
you'd like one, I'll
seeds.
pull one out of my bag of tricks over here. But I thought it was funny when you were saying
Oh,
that,
yeah,
because
pumpkin.
and the top grabbed item
Mm-hmm.
at my health fair was actually this one, and it actually is the one I like the least.
I'm
Really?
surprised you
What is
you
it
can
at?
find any because all the stores have Christmas out already.
I wiped all
where'd
the
the-
shelves
where
in
did the,
Target for my health fair. I
where'd the
bought them
pumpkins
out of
go?
everything. Yeah. So enjoy.
Thank
We'll
you.
All right, I'm taking one on the way out.
Thanks,
A
Melissa.
lot of health benefits to eating pumpkin, just so you know. I did a lot of research in anticipation of the health fair, and
Perfect.
people were surprised to learn that.
Just
Blood
going-
sugars in check, and cholesterol in check, and there's lots of.
Just going through the grocery store, I passed by the pumpkin spiced Cheerios and just like, nope, no.
Yes.
I think that's
just-
flavored.
it's
This
just
this
not
actually contains contents
like
of
real
pumpkin,
pumpkin?
so it's a little bit, not flavored, but
I don't see any.
Do they reach in there and grab the guts out and make those things with that? Because that's fun.
I'm looking for Dunkin' Donuts pumpkin munchkins.
yeah, then
Those
there's
are-
no
those-
health benefits to that
Those
either.
are delicious, though.
They really are.
Yum, yum.
Oh, yes. So
Entenmann's
yesterday
has them
morning,
too, yeah.
yesterday
Entenmann's.
morning we had a
Oh, this is
management
good.
meeting, and for Gary's last day, they were going to bring breakfast in, and so
Yeah.
they talked about, well, should we go to Panera? Should
Yeah,
we
yeah.
go to get some stuff?
Where'd
you
you
know
go?
where we ended up?
Where?
McDonald's.
Everyone wants a
It was
McMuffin.
awesome.
Sausage, egg,
And
and
had
sausage, egg, and
McMuffins.
cheese bacon.
Yeah.
It
And
was
hash
great.
browns.
And hash browns.
And it all
browns.
went.
It was
Yeah.
phenomenal.
It all went, yeah.
It all
yeah.
went.
It was
People
very
love,
good, yeah.
love their fast
Well,
food.
no,
It tastes
comfort
delicious.
food.
I
Yeah,
don't go to McDonald's
that
for
often.
breakfast ever,
Yeah.
but for lunch, not very often. And then they brought this in. I'm like, oh,
It's
Oh,
so
Gary,
good.
you
It
went
is so-
twice in a week.
I haven't been.
Twice in
I
2
haven't
days.
had.
2
I
days.
haven't had McDonald's breakfast in a year, and I
Yeah.
went twice in 2 days. My son-in-law and
You're
my
hooked.
granddaughter came over Sunday to help me take the awning down and put the outside furniture in the basement, and we decided when we get done, we'll go to breakfast. And the breakfast place had a line out the door. So my
No, they-
8-year-old granddaughter said, "How about McDonald's?"
Wow.
Went
no,
to McDonald's.
no
yeah.
line out the door
No,
there.
line,
right?
nope. But it was pretty good.
Good. All right. Well, we've come to the end of the program. We thank you very much for listening as always. Tim Draper, thanks for coming in.
thanks everybody for having us. And I'm sorry to dominate the show with all things Navigant the past 2 weeks, but
That's
it's important for people to know the transition's happening and
perfectly
enjoy the
fine.
God-given day.
All right, Gary Furtado, thanks for coming in.
Joe, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, and Kathy Orovitz from
Thank
also
you.
from Navigant, thanks for coming in. We're going to see the three of you back on Milk Fund Auction in December, right?
We look
Yes, we
forward
will.
to it.
Yep.
You'll have
It's
a
our
great time
pleasure.
with that. And Melissa Smith, thanks for coming in as well. from
Thanks,
San
guys.
Antoine
I think we
Communities.
should have a show with Kathy, myself, and Amanda. I feel like
Look at Joe.
we're gonna take
You're
You're gonna
over.
be
No,
another
guys.
fan.
Oh, Joe.
We're
Joe,
gonna
good luck,
provide
Joe.
you
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
topics of
We
discussion.
need a few hours on that one.
You won't be talking about
Thanks,
rats, will you?
Joe.
No rats.
No rats.
Ah, too bad. This
And
is
no
Joe,
spiders.
This is Joe Callahan. Have a great day, everyone. Stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. Do you remember coming up at 9:30 on ON Radio?
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news. Investigators are trying to determine if skeletal human remains found in Central Falls are the result of a crime. Bones were found Monday